Gentlemen, in this life, we will find difficulty. There will come days where life will not be so happy. For whatever reason, we will find ourselves in a place where it is not such an enjoyable experience to be a human being. Now, I don't say this to be depressing or to make you down on today of all days. I say this because it's a fantastic thing to keep in mind whenever you speak or interact with any other person. It is so vital to remember that there is plenty of dismay in this world already, and there's no reason for us on any day to put any more difficulty into this world. It's important to remember when you look at someone that empathy is always going to be something that will be a positive thing to have in your arsenal of attributes. To recognise and to look at the person across from you on any basis and think, there will come a day when this person will find themselves not feeling so happy. Something bad will happen to this person. And with that in mind, it should be easy and you should want to be as kind to the person in front of you as you can, because we're all going to have this difficulty. And in turn, why would we want to put any more dismay into the world? And to be quite frank, as an Englishman, we do this a lot. This can, in every sense, come across as just if you don't say hello to someone as you walk down the street, or if you choose not to smile at someone as you pass by, this is something that we should do our best to no longer do. It's very easy to do because we live in a society when it's a bit weird to do it in some senses. But as best as we can, we want to eradicate this and not abide to this rule. And what I will say from experience is a lot of the time people are very receptive of this behaviour of being kind and empathetic and actually treating strangers like friends rather than enemies that are yet to be discovered, as most of us do. In doing this, often you'll find people are very reciprocal and actually they appreciate it. But you will also find plenty of people that just ignore you. A lot of people just ignore you if you say hello. And what I would say to this is to put into perspective of the fact that you only ever see a still frame of a stranger. It's a static image that is forever the idea that you have of that person. Unless you have a recurring set of meetings with someone, you can only develop your opinion off of this one instance. The person that walks past you without smiling when you smiled at them, we immediately perceive that person as rude, standoffish, and just not very nice person to be around. But actually, that's someone's father, or someone's mother, or someone's brother, someone's sister, someone's son. It's someone that is loved by someone else. And in turn, if that is someone who is loved, then how likely is it that that is someone who is worth loving? That's someone who has qualities that amount to loving, and someone is capable of loving that person. And with that in mind, the rude, vindictive person that we've painted on our heads on this one meeting is actually almost guaranteed to be very warped. And you can always think of the fact that with this still image that we have of people, how likely is it that maybe we bump into someone and they don't say hello to us, or they don't smile, or they don't thank us when we let them go in our cars, whatever it is. Maybe we just caught that person on a bad day. We all have bad days. We all have days, as I said at the start of this video, where things don't go as well. But we might be caught in the throes of life. And with this as our knowledge, maybe when someone's rude to us and our knee-jerk reaction is, oh, what a fucking idiot, couldn't just say thank you, or how rude is that person? Maybe we've just caught them on one of the bad days. And yeah, maybe you could say, well, there's never a reason not to be kind of receptive of kindness and just polite generally. But this is quite a small-minded perspective. Sometimes there is no reason in the world to be polite, because life has really kicked the shit out of you to the point where you just can't see the reason. You almost invariably, people know to be polite. The world is a polite place, but sometimes we can be so shrouded in our own insufficiencies or angers or just concerns that we don't even think about it. We don't even think to be polite. And that's entirely different to the rude person that you've painted and castigated in your mind in this one instance. It's always going to suit you better to be kinder. It's never a good idea to be unkind to someone unless you are in the outstanding circumstances where it's compulsory to be. If you're in an argument with someone, even then, you don't need to be rude to someone. You can be respectful. You can hold respect for someone that you are in an argument with. I will caveat, just because it makes sense to, if you're in a fist fight with someone, then maybe saying, well, do you know what, your hair looks really great today, might not be the best idea. But on the basis of just general meetings where we normally find people, the average circumstance, it never makes sense to be rude. It doesn't make you feel good, and it doesn't add any positivity into your world. It's very important to remember that if someone palms you off and you go, oh, what a fucking idiot, that is a negative mindset put into your day. It's a period of negativity that doesn't need to be there. It's so easy to just get rid of it. And what I'll add to this is that there's a saying I thought was fantastic on this basis. It's called Hanlon's razor is actually what the saying is called. But it's never attribute to malice what can accurately be explained by stupidity. And though maybe it's not stupidity when someone is rude to you, but it's always important to know that what we perceive isn't always what's there. Someone might have genuinely just not seen you be... someone might not have seen that you were letting them go in their car. They might have been too enthralled with the fact that they need to get somewhere, or they just might not have realised. I say all of this because I think so much of our dismay and our anger in our days can really be absolved just by being a little bit more compassionate to the people that are around us. I think in turn, being someone who's compassionate makes you feel better about yourself. And also, given the fact that you will invariably come across the people that are rude and do not reciprocate your kindness, it gives you an exercise in controlling your anger, controlling your emotions, and not being someone that is so responsive to things. Because if every time someone doesn't thank you for something that you feel like you should be thanked for, you don't get angry, it's a significant amount of anger that a lot of people would lose. A lot of people get angry by these things, and it's just not a welcome trait in our world. So with that being said, I strongly advise as best as you can that you are more receptive to the idea that the person that you see that irritates you so might just be having a bad day, or they might not have seen you. It might be ignorance, and someone just genuinely didn't even know that they had made you angry. It's never a good idea to resort to anger. Anger is, like every emotion we have, a tool. It has its place, and sometimes it is required. But in everyday life, use it like a last resort. Be kind, be polite, and be compassionate. Gentlemen, stay gentlemanly.